Well, I guess when I do fire investigations, I just go back to there was a reason the fire occurred that day. It didn't occur the day before. It didn't occur the day after. Something was different that day. So we always try to figure out what was different. What happened today? So let's go back. 24 hours before. Were you doing anything on your property? When did the wind come up? I guess is also a question.
The wind came up that morning. I was out of town from early Friday morning, 5 o'clock Friday morning until, I don't mean Friday morning, excuse me, Saturday morning until about 7 o'clock Sunday night. And I came back to Gold Hill to get my dog at about 7 o'clock on a Sunday night, because girl who's firefighter actually was taking care of my dog, because I was out at High Plains Raceway working as a corner captain and a race medic. And then I went up on the top of the ridge, up above Gold Hill, to Max's cabin, and he has a party up there the Sunday before Memorial Day, Labor Day. I get them mixed up every time. Every year.
Right.
And people up there, I talked to several people who said that they had been smelling smoke all day, but couldn't figure out where it was coming from. And I said, maybe it's a fire in Wyoming, because I knew there was one up on the border.
Right.
And I went home at about 11:30. Finally got to my house and fed the dog and went to bed. And I got up at about 8 and fixed some coffee and went out on my deck and drank my coffee, and there was nothing unusual at that time.
Right.
The wind was blowing a little, but gusty, not steady wind.
Where were they coming from at that time?
I really don't know. I think they were coming. My house is weird. With west wind, I have a wind out of the northeast.
Because of the canyon.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it blows every which way. So about my girlfriend was going to come up, and we were going to go up to Gold Hill for the Labor Day barbecue.
Yeah, I was going too.
That thing there, yeah.
I went last year for the Zydeco. Did you go to that?
Huh?
Did you go to the Zydeco one last year?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. But anyhow, I talked to her at about 9:30, and I was standing outside talking to her about 9:30, and it was blowing pretty hard then, but it was nothing. And I hung up the phone and went back inside and sat down at my computer trying to get the dumb thing to work. And it had gone off. And that happens when there's it takes a nanosecond power failure for my darn computer to crash.
Or a spike or something.
Yeah. So I was there trying to get that restarted, and that's when I heard the thump, and I walked to my living room, and a big cloud of smoke came by from east to west, going up canyon.
So after I'm sorry, I'm writing this slow. So after the thump, saw smoke come by.
East to west, a big cloud of smoke.
Yeah. East to west.
Yeah. This little fire that I saw was like right here.
Uh-huh.
And it was little, and it grew, and the wind was blowing that way. So this fire went like this. It grew this direction and came up and was impinging on the propane tank for the motorhomes right there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was starting to get come up the bank there. And then what I was worried about is getting past that to this, because I think that's 1,000 gallon gallon tank or 750 or something. It's a damn big propane tank, and I'm sitting about right here, squirting water on this.
Mm-hmm.
So this thing grew this way, got in these trees, and that wind came up, and boy, those trees took off. He told me at 8:30 he saw smoke.
Monday in the morning.
Yeah.
And he
And I
talked to
didn't
the chief.
see it until about 9:45 or close to 10.
Right. So you told Chief.
But to me, with that smoke coming from the canyon, that big cloud that came past me,
right.
it had to have been something down there.
Right.
That wasn't the little spot fire I saw, because that was downwind from that smoke.
Yeah. So you're thinking that your 4x4 was a spot fire.
Yeah, I think it was a spot fire, and when my computer went off, what I think happened, there were a bunch of trees down that had blown down from the wind, not from the fire,
Right.
in Wall Street.
Into Wall Street.
Yeah. I mean, right at the west end of Wall Street, there was one down right in front of the assay office.
You saw that when you were leaving, then? Okay.
No, I saw it when I was there running 4631.
I'm sorry.
But it wasn't a fire caused,
Right.
fallen snag. It was a tree blown down by the wind. And I think, to me, the only plausible thing that could have happened was the wind probably blew a branch off a tree, hit on the power lines. It arced, but not enough, because it's got to do 3 times before those breakers really pop. They will reset. And I think it got just enough so that when that dropped into the cured out grasses there, that thing lit off right to the east of my house, and that was that a cloud of smoke that I saw. But when it's windy down here, it's real windy up there.
Yeah. So I mean, it could drop into the fuel, into the grass, and off it would
Yeah,
go.
all it takes is one spark in that doggone cured out grass.
Well, so if
And the darn RH, was down around 7?
yeah, it was really.
Yeah.
My lips were so chapped.
Oh, me too.
So if yours was a spot fire, I'm just thinking backwards now. If yours was a spot fire, it had to be fairly big, because from Rod's, video, you could see the hill by your house that little hill had burned, and the trailer was, obviously burning. The spot fire across the way, was small, probably 4x4 in Rod's video, I'd say, roughly.
Yeah.
And so that was created by your fairly big fire. Not that it's your fire, but the fire in your place.
Yeah.
Created his spot fire.
When he said we got to get out of here, I looked around. For some stupid reason, I'm like a moth to the flame. I see fire, I go and put water on it. I didn't look back to the east.
Mm-hmm.
I was focusing on that. But when I finally looked around, that whole hillside behind my house was on fire.
Except, other things that may have been maybe a smoldering fire, and were you doing any welding? Or...
No, I had a small fire up right down there, Tuesday.
Okay.
And it was a small fire that I was burning some old rotted out OSB board that had broken up. And I burned that up. And when I was done, I flooded it so you could have gone swimming in it, and came back the next morning and stirred it and flooded it again. I mean, so there was standing water in it, a foot deep. He saw smoke at 8:30, and I said it couldn't have been at 8:30. He said the fire didn't.
Not with those wind conditions. The fire started. I mean, would you agree, based upon your experience? The fire started very soon before you saw it. With those conditions?
I think it could have been going 5 minutes.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, with those conditions,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way it started at 8:30, but
that cloud of smoke, I think, has to have been a grass fire. The way that wasn't
Some sort
tree
of light
smoke.
fuel.
Yeah,
So
it
it's
was-
white smoke. You said.
Yeah, it's white, a light fuel, fully oxidized.
Yeah.
You know, it's like. I mean, just from looking at that smoke coming onto a fire, I'd
Right.
say we have light flashing fuel grass fire.
Right.